Okay, I'll talk about the top 10 castle sets in BDP 11. Let's go. And with that, welcome to the category you've all been waiting for. We'll talk all things castle in this video, and we'll jump right in with not a castle set. This is my set, but if you still like it, I would appreciate if you would support me. This is Athena Books Pop-Up Store. I decided to create my own submission for this series of the BrickLink Designer Program simply because I wanted to go through the process and make sure that I know all the pitfalls, things that could go wrong in render, for example, things that could go wrong in part selection. It was harder than I thought it would be, but here it is. We have a set and you can vote for it. It's called Athena Books Pop-Up Store. Thank you so much. But, let's move on to Castle. And for the first two sets, I couldn't really make up my mind. I will tell you that I like one a little bit better than the other, but this is the Medieval Watermill by Arcgiant. Comes in at 2,372 pieces, and it's a nice looking watermill. There are two watermills this time round, but this one has a boat, which is nice, right? Comes with cool minifigs, a couple of soldiers from the horse faction, as far as I can tell. You can open it like a book, which I always like, right? This is, I like buildings that are complete. That's why you won't see a lot of stuff that has an open back on any of my lists. If you made a set like that, that does not in any way, shape or form, right, mean that I do not like your build. I wouldn't buy that because I would want to display it somewhere where people could walk around it, and then I would like a closed bag, right? And I don't want to custom build a bag for every single set I buy. That would be way too expensive at some point, right? Good. I like that this set has actual water included. I really like the brick built swan, I would assume, and that you have this, this is a Spider-Man part, I think, this net, which, they use to catch some fish, which is really good. I think this is a good looking little building with a nice roof. I don't think I needed these pieces of wood up here, but you can open it up and display it like that as well, if that's up your alley. I think it looks a little flat if you do it like that. I really like the actual mill, right? I do like that they included some flowers over here. This birch tree is good as well. Not as good as the birch tree we'll look at in a second. It has a rotating water wheel, which then can grind, I guess, some flour inside. There's another hidden entrance over here. I like these pieces of vegetation. This is an interesting looking watermill, a good looking set for BDP 11. If you want to vote for it, they apparently build it in real life already. I always like to see an inclusion like this. It's called Medieval Watermill by Arcgiant. Let's move on to the other watermill, and it's this one. I like this one just a teeny tiny bit better because I really like this birch tree. I grew up on a street with a lot of birches, so it has, kind of reminds me of that, and I like that. But that's personal bias. But this is nonetheless I really like this roof, right? This is a good set. This is good looking from all angles. I like that it has this wooden structure atop a brick-built foundation. Comes with a little horse, yeah, more horse knights. This does not open like a book. It's more of a modular style where you can lift off several of the individual stories or floors. The roof comes off. Apparently this tree comes off as well. The inside, this is a little dark, but you can see a fireplace over here, which I like. You can apparently at least pretend to grind your own flour here. And the person who runs this mill, this is their bedroom, I would assume. Very small bed, but they are into music. Maybe they're a musician themselves. Maybe they compose even, which I like nice storytelling, right? The rest of it, yeah. I always like a bookshelf like that. I built a bookshelf like that in my submission. This is a good looking set. Nice sticker detail, I would assume. Is this an actual piece? I don't know. I would have to look into that. Maybe it is a friend's mirror. Lots of sets this time around use this cloud piece as, I don't know, a type of carpet, right? There's another bed up here. I like this little raven build up here. I did not know, and I'm not sure that's actually true, that you can replace the color of your minifig's hands. I have not tried to do that. I should look into that. But I think this torso usually comes with sand green hands, right? Because it's part of a statue. This is the statue from the Black Pearl. Do we have more pictures? Yeah, they built it in real life as well, and it looks really good. I really like this little watermill. This is my favorite watermill of this series. But we should probably move on to the next set. And if you have bread now, maybe you want some wine to go with it. This is the Medieval Winery by Owen 87, another Owen set. Comes in at 2,699 pieces. and I really like this tower. I think all the details in the architecture, it looks really good. It looks old, looks medieval, right? I really like the trees they built over here. I like this entrance part of it. It comes with a little horse and cart. This is a really good looking little tower. There are a lot of sets this time around that are smaller medieval builds themed around a certain thing people might need in their medieval villages, right? There are stables, there are armories, there's a brewery or a pub, something like that. They're all in the same vein of, the successful alchemist shop that came with, I think, Series 7. That should be, I pre-ordered that set. That should be coming soon-ish, I think. But this would also look not out of place next to Dustmark Keep, which is a set you can pre-order right now. But I just really love this set. The only nitpick I have is this area. The backside looks very lush. There's lots of green there, right? But this front side, over here, where the actual grapes are, I wish that would be a little more green, right? More bright green, more regular green. Let me make one thing very clear. I know nothing about wine. I don't even drink wine. Maybe it does look like that, but I wish there was some more green over here as well. This is the Medieval Winery by Owen 87. Let's move on to something I have overlooked in my past coverage of the BrickLink Designer Program. This is a re-entry, and I know that a lot of people last time round wanted this training ground by Brick Project. Comes in at 3,632 pieces, so this is a really big set, right? But I guess there's some kind of demand for it. A lot of people in comments of live streams I saw really, really wanted this set more than the other one that was kind of in the same vein that then eventually ended up being chosen, which was this dueling kind of set in the medieval theme. But I don't hate it. I am all for. I can see why people would want this. It's not something I would necessarily buy, but I can appreciate the build, right? I do like this lush green. I do like the contrast between the colors chosen for all of the wood. Comes apart, which is nice. If you want a medieval set that has that gives you the opportunity to train your soldiers for battle, and it also comes with its own hero, right? This training ground, there is a picture of the minifix coming up. This training ground has a hero, which I guess people could, they could come in there and battle. It sounds probably familiar from certain video games where they have features like that. I do think there was something like that in the latest Horizon game. Horizon Forbidden West, I think. They had training grounds and heroes which you could battle, I think. It was a long time ago when I played that game. But this is a good looking set that, has a play feature as well. Turn the crank to make the minifix duel. It looks good. This is an interesting choice, right? This fisheye kind of view of the set over here. It does look good. I do like it. It's just not for me. But I know that a lot of people will like to get this set. Minifigs are pretty good. I like most of them. Most of them are very usable, right? Because they use a lot of these faction minifigs. Obviously, in Castle, that's what you then go with. What's interesting is that they took one minifig. This is the upper part. This is the skirt element. They usually go together, and they split them apart between two minifigs, which I find interesting. You can obviously put them back together if you like. But yeah, this is the training ground. If you're interested in that, vote for this. And let's look at something that you probably have not seen coming. This is the Bone Dragon by Arachno. We have seen Arachno sets before. I usually like them a lot, and this one is no exception. It comes in at 864 pieces, so does not break the part count whatsoever at all. And it's a smaller set, and if they go for a smaller set like that, in the castle theme, which they usually do not, but then this is a really strong contender. I really like this Bone Dragon. I like the entire storytelling around it. You go to a small-ish empty cave and start your summoning ritual, and then suddenly this Bone Dragon appears. This is really cool. I like the idea behind it. I like the build. I like that it is massive and it kind of outscales the rest of the build, but that's, part of the attraction for me. This little landscape build to me is perfectly sufficient as a base for your big dragon, right? It does attach over here. There are some acid ponds down here with these window elements. Then the fire and, the candles around, I don't know, this bowl where I guess you put something in, then, make the dragon appear. Obviously, it doesn't light up like that. And I am not the biggest fan of allowing something like that. Yeah, you can see it a little bit better over here. I guess those are a couple of books, and then you have your formula to perform your ritual. There's I would assume this bone down here also plays a role in the ritual, but this is really cool. It's a good idea. It's a fresh idea. It's a fresh take on the medieval fantasy theme, and I like this one a lot. But we should move on to the set that I think will get chosen as the big castle. If there's gonna be one big castle, then make it this one. This is the Mountain Monastery by Rudo Balco, and it comes in at a whopping 4,000 pieces, right? This maxes out the part count, the possible part count. It is a very good looking mountain monastery. He has, or they have, different kinds of entries that are all based around a mountain monastery. You have an open backed version and then just a part of it, I think. I like the most complete, the biggest version the best, and I like it best when it's, you know, all together like that. This is the top-down view, and this is what it would look like if you open it up. Not for me, but I like that you can actually open and close it and then display it like that. This is a really good looking monastery. I didn't know I needed a monastery in my life. I don't know why Santa has apparently sent some of his helpers down here, but maybe it's, you know, taking place, supposed to be somewhere in northern. I would like to see some snow included for that then. I really like the building, I really like the roofs, I really like the colors, I like the nature bit aspect of it. There is some feature with us involving a sword, which I really like. We can probably skip to that. It's over here, right? Yeah, you can take this minifig, the statue minifig as a sword. You can take it from them and put it into this stone and then open up the secret passage, or, you know, the passage towards the treasure over here. There is another secret entrance over here where you can turn this lock and then parts of the build open up, which I think is a really good idea. I like this overview of all, not just all of the minifigs, but also all of the little side builds. So you can see them all at once, all of the animals as well. This is really good. I like that they included a coffin as well, apparently. And this is a really cool set. I think if we go for a really big castle as the big set, why not make it this one? It is somewhat different and new and fresh. I like this inclusion of monks now in the castle theme. This is very well done. And there's even more play features. There's more stuff you can discover by turning certain aspects of the build. Very well done. This is a really good set. Congratulations, Rudo Balco. I think you have a shot this time around. Next up is something that we have taken a look before, I think. This is the Adventurers Guild. Comes in at 2,749 pieces, and it's by Brick Artisan 19. We have looked at their sets before. I think we have looked at this one as well. Here's what I don't like about this. Presentation-wise, I despise the color of this background. I don't know why. Just go with white, please. I know you have a white horse, but still, this color is atrocious to me. I really like the build though. I liked it before. I like it even better now, I think. And this idea of having a headquarter for your Adventurers Guild in, you know, a fantasy adjacent kind of vein. You can put all of your Dungeons and Dragons minifigs in here. You have a wizard down here who apparently is conjuring up a spell to protect themselves from this treasure chest, which is about to bite them, I guess. This is a cool little build. There's so much to look at. I like all of the shields, right? It's an Adventurers Guild. All people from all factions come here, hang out here, find their own adventure. A little bit of treasure, a little bit of gold. This looks good. They come here, I don't know, sign a contract, make plans, maybe perform a raid together. This is cool. I like that you can open up parts of the build. You can, you know, just swing out parts of the wall and have a lot of weaponry attached to that. This is cool. I like all of the individual buildings. I like the storytelling around it, right? Battle monsters, collect treasures, take on quests. This is exactly what I imagine an Adventurers Guild built to be. You look at the first picture, you get an idea, and it then actually delivers on that, right? Buy supplies, find weapons, unlock hidden doors, discover hidden rooms. This is awesome. I like the minifigs as well. They're pretty good. Statue of Hero. I don't know who this hero is. If I were to nitpick, I would argue that I don't like this one at all. The rest of them look pretty good. But again, you don't buy a BrickLink Designer Program set for the minifigs. You populate these sets with your own minifigs. That's just most of the time what this boils down to. That said, sets like this, Verdigris Isle by Christ Romance, 4,000 pieces, obviously comes with a lot of desirable minifigs that you could use, you know, faction minifigs. In this case, this is a Hydra build. I chose this over Driftwood Keep, which we've seen around the last time as well. I just like this a little bit better. I really like the arch. I'll show you that in a second. Hang on, where is it? Yeah, over here, that you have this arch where you could, drive a boat through. I like this one a lot. Not so sure about these individual pieces for the trees. Then again, if you're maxing out the part count already, you probably have to be economical with your choices, right? And then if you build a tree like this, you save a lot of pieces, right? A lot of trees are often very detailed and take up a lot of pieces. But this is a cool Hydra faction build. Yeah, this is the shot I was looking for. I like this. This is cool. This looks good to me. And that you have these trees coming out of these rocks, that looks cool. I like you have individual levels, right? It goes up and up and up. This is a really cool build. And it's possible to close it up all the way, right? Little balconies even, where you have a king. This is cool. Yeah, these are all the minifigs, right? And these are very usable, right? Because you can army build with them if you want a Hydra army, even some Griffin Knights that go into this set. I guess verdigris means green, as far as I can tell. I don't know what language that's from, but this looks like it's a cool set and it would be a fun build. And then you get to explore all of these different levels, right? There's so much going on, even somewhere to lock up the bad guys. Good looking set. Another good looking set is the Crimson Hills Trading Post by Hallowed Brick. Comes in at 3,222 pieces, and it was this tower over here that drew me in. And the fact that you can close it up a little and get it more compact and have this cool looking 360 kind of set that you can look or display from every angle. This is another castle set that incorporates some water. You get a little boat. I really like the part usage over here, this tool element for the windows. Then there is, I don't know, some kind of potion cooking over here. I thought when I first saw this that this probably must be a light brick, but I don't think it is. Once more, I'm not super happy with this. Same goes for this lantern over here. But the rest of the build looks really good. Several different rooms. There's a king up here. There are a couple of features, a couple of moving features. You have this nice bell over here in this bell tower. You can push down over here, then I would assume it rings the bell. There's a water wheel that can turn. There's a crane which you can use to unload stuff from your boat, a little wagon that comes with it, more hidden access points towards this castle, a nice selection of minifigs, Griffin Knights, Horse Knights, and some civilians, as well as this Potion Master. I like him a lot. He has a little alien over here. That's cool. This is good looking. I like this. Crimson Hills by Hallowed Brick. If you like it, check it out. But let's move on to Ambush. And yes, Bricky Bricks 82 and Corvus Lugoff have teamed up one more time, bring us a new iteration of their ambush set. This was my pick last time around, and I have to say I still like it. They've reduced it slightly. It now comes in at 1,691 pieces. They've taken away some of the side builds, but the main ambush theme still comes through. You still have one of your crew members which you need to rescue from this wagon, and you can use parts of the build for it. I like the base of the statue. That looks a little bit different now. I liked it way more, but they have incorporated more of these play features where you can, press a lever or pull a lever, and then the statue comes down and presents an obstacle for this wagon, which you then can take down with your double crossbow over here. Have somebody man that and put them into a vertical position so you can flip them over. This is really cool. I like all of these play features. I liked them the last time around, and I still really like them. There's still more stuff to discover. Maybe it helps the set that it's now a bit reduced. I really liked the scattered around approach they took last time, where you have several different ambush-like scenes that you could use and play with. But now it focuses more on this little hideout, where you have another wall which you could take away. These are the minifigs. They all look good and usable. I really like this faction. And if you want ambush to succeed, please go ahead and vote for it. I would be delighted if at some point, if it's this series or next series, or at some point, I just want this set. I think it deserves it. Good. But here is my win. And of course, it's the Pageant Wagon by It's Just a Name. 1,472 pieces used to perfection. I love this set. I talked a lot about it in my other video. It's the one with this thumbnail. Check this out if you want to see more of it. But this conceptually is fantastic. The design is amazing. I would absolutely love to have this in my medieval display. As a former actor, this is such a good idea, such a cool thing that you now can build your own adventure, put on your own place in this little set. What do you think? Did I get any of them correctly? Do you like any of them? Did I gloss over your favorites? Put them down in the comments. While you're down there, why not give this video a like? I would appreciate your sub as well. And I'll see you very soon with a new category. Until then, bye-bye.
Welcome to my ant card. This is just a hangout. Yeah, I'm a crank that shit. Bro, that's so damn loud. It's nothing but a little intermission. Enjoy these soothing bars of utter indecision. Buddy people, you can trust me. It's an ant card. I know all those fire jokes and get you saying hard. It's an ant card. The shit ain't some voodoo, bro. I know you want to stay, but it's time for you to go.